Critical thinking is a noble trait that has graced the minds of wise individuals worldwide. Critical thinking serves as a compass guiding the course of their lives towards success. Recognizing the essential role this mental faculty plays, we will proceed to delve deeper, uncovering its mysteries, understanding its importance, and celebrating its impacts of critical thinking. So what is critical thinking, one might ask? You see, critical thinking is the intellectual process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, and evaluating information to reach an informed conclusion. It involves questioning assumptions, recognizing patterns, discerning bias, and making a logic and reasoned judgment based on evidence and reason. In our world, most people resort to critical thinking as their primary tool for decision making, for understanding complex issues, and for charting their course in life. This mental process, an intricate must-have of reason and discernment, goes beyond borders, goes beyond cultures and social stratums, making its significance on a global scale. American philosopher John Dewey once said, "Reflection is the mother of wisdom." This sentiment echoes the power of critical thinking by encouraging us to pause, to reflect, to analyze before acting. Critical thinking guides us towards wisdom. It's a precious commodity in our rapidly changing world. Our mind is a microcosm of the world. It is an attractive conquest for the dark forces seeking control over our consciousness. And these forces, fueled by emerging technology and the prospect of controlling our mental faculties, may seem overpowering. However, we have a potent weapon at our disposal, you see, our capacity for critical thinking and the inner strength it fosters. These faculties, when honed and utilized, can keep our mental sovereignty intact, countering any external attempts to manipulate our thought process. In the tableau of human experience, there are countless instances where critical thinking has saved individuals from calamities. Consider a young man named Peter, who found himself at a crossroads. A promising job offer from a startup came his way, which seemed like a golden opportunity on surface. However, instead of being swept away by the allure of the offer, Peter engaged his critical thinking. He analyzed the company's financial standing, assessed the risks, and weighed them against his potential rewards. His critical thinking led him to turn down the offer. You see, months later, the startup went bankrupt. Peter's story tells of the protective power of critical thinking and its potential to redirect our life's trajectory. In our world today, it seems as though dark forces are perpetually seeking to cloud our clarity of mind, distracting us with needless conflicts and concerns. However, we can counter this assault on our mental tranquility. We must not allow ourselves to be swayed by the chaos, but instead fortify our minds with the power of critical thinking and positivity. As philosopher William James astutely said, the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Unyielding faith, the beacon of light in our darkest hours, also serves as a testament to our strength in the face of these forces. They attempt to distort our frequencies, to bring us into a realm of despair. Yet our faith remains steadfast, guided by the conviction that we are under divine watch. We really are. Critical thinking is more than a cognitive process. It is an act of self-preservation and a journey towards wisdom. And as we nurture and hone this mental faculty, our minds and our thoughts, and how we equip ourselves with a tool that not only safeguards us from harm, but also enriches our understanding of the world and ourselves. It is essential to remember that critical thinking is not just about using our minds to analyze information, but also about applying the conclusions derived from such analysis towards constructive decision-making. You see, this is where we see its beauty unfurl. Think of it this way. Think of it as the bridge between our problems and their solutions, between confusion and clarity, between regrettable impulsivity and thoughtful actions. As American author Mark Twain wisely professed, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. It is the critical thinker in us that pushes us to start, to question the status quo, to look for patterns, to assess the validity of information, and to solve problems in innovative ways. It is so essential to recognize that the act of critical thinking is not merely a self-serving tool. No. When we engage in this mental process, we are contributing to the betterment of society as a whole. By encouraging debate, promoting diversity of thought, and advocating for evidence-based decision-making, we cultivate a culture of intellectual curiosity and respectful discourse, which are cornerstones of any progressive society. Let's reflect upon the journey of Susan. Susan, a diligent entrepreneur, she was tasked with developing a sustainable business model that would not only ensure profitability, but also reduce environmental impact. Faced with the seeming polarity of these objectives, Susan turned to her critical thinking skills. She spent days and long hours scrutinizing her business processes, weighing different options, and finally arriving at an innovative solution that balanced both her economic and environmental concerns. You see, it was her capacity for critical thinking that allowed her to see past the apparent conflict and then find a resolution. Such is the transformative power of this profound cognitive tool. Today, however, our world is characterized by rapid changes and increasing complexity brought about by advances in technology, socio-political shifts, and environmental challenges. And amidst these complexities, our minds can often feel overwhelmed, preyed upon by the dark forces eager to capitalize on our confusion and our fear. Yet, it is in these very times that the power of critical thinking shines the brightest. It is our compass guiding us through the sea of uncertainty towards clarity, understanding, and blind faith in the divine. You see, in faith, we find the strength to continue our journey, even when the path becomes obscured. Our faith fuels our resolve, our strength, and our capacity to rise above any and all challenges. Despite the trials and tribulations of life, our faith remains unshaken. It is our shield against despair, our compass in times of confusion, and our light of hope amidst the darkness. Critical thinking, though a challenging endeavor, is a rewarding journey of growth and self-discovery. It equips us with the tools to navigate the complexities of life and offers us a guiding light in times of darkness. And as we tap into this cognitive ability, we're not just enhancing our own lives, but also contributing positively to the world around us. Dear God, let thy wisdom illuminate the pathways of my mind, fostering in me the strength to navigate life's complexities with discernment and grace. Under thy divine gaze, I seek to utilize my mind as thou hast intended, as a vessel of critical thinking and enlightenment. Thus, I humbly request thy guidance as I strive to preserve my mental sovereignty and fortify my inner strength. Amen. If this message or other messages in the podcasts have inspired you, then please share this podcast with your inner circle, helping to heal our world, one person, one message at a time.